What's up, guys? The Snowman back, mixing it up a bit today as we talk about the other football. That's right, American football is today's topic. We're going to go over all things NFL, so answer questions like how is the National Football League structured, how many teams are in the NFL, what is the schedule like, the format, how many teams make the playoffs, etc. Basically, all the questions you need to know to get you set for the biggest game of the year, which is the Super Bowl. Some basic info about the NFL before we get into its current structure. The National Football League is a professional American football league that was founded back in 1920 and 1970. The NFL merged with its rival, the AFL, or American Football League, and from there it's grown exponentially. The NFL has the highest average attendance of any professional sports league in the world at near 68,000. Also the wealthiest sports league according to revenue. Let's talk about the teams in the NFL. As of 2022, we've got 32 total teams. Some, like the Chicago Bears, are as old as the league itself, while others, like the Houston Texans, were added as an expansion franchise in 2002. These 32 teams are split up into two conferences of 16 teams each. Those two conferences are the AFC, or American Football Conference, and the NFC, or National Football Conference. Then within each conference, we have four divisions of 4 teams each, which are roughly based off geographic location. The AFC and NFC have a North, South, East, and West division. This is a map of all 32 NFL franchises. For the most part, you can see the AFC and NFC East teams are on the East Coast, the West teams are on the West, and so on. This is how we organize the teams, though. One league of 32, 2 conferences of 16 teams, and then 8 divisions of 4 teams each. And before we go over regular season and playoff format, let's look at an overview of the annual NFL calendar. March to June are the quietest months of the year. That's the offseason. Free agency in March and the NFL draft in April. Exciting events to watch out for. Come mid-July, that's when training camp begins. Most teams have their rookies report to practice first, with veterans joining a bit later on, but that's when teams start to practice and strategize for the year ahead. That practice continues in August with the preseason. The preseason used to be 4 games, but it was changed in 2021 to just 3 games. Those are exhibition games for every team to fine-tune and make any necessary adjustments and assessments. The real fun begins in September with the start of the regular season, the vast majority of games occurring on Sundays. You'll also see Thursday night, Monday night, and occasionally Saturday games late in the year. The best teams qualify for the playoffs, which take place mostly in January, a single elimination tournament leading up to the big game in February, the Super Bowl, which puts an emphatic bow on the NFL season. In terms of the format of the regular season, it's a 17-game season. As of 2021, every team plays 17 regular season games over the span of 18 weeks. Each team is allotted 1 bye week per season with no scheduled game. This is how we arrive at those 17 games. We're going to use the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as our example. 6 of the games come against division opponents, so every single year you play the other 3 teams in your division twice, once at home and once on the road. For the Bucs, that's their NFC South mates, the Saints, Panthers, and Falcons. You also get 4 games against teams from another division in your conference. This rotates from year to year, but in this example, the NFC South plays the NFC East, so Tampa plays Washington, the Giants, Cowboys, and Eagles. That's 10 games. You also play 2 games against teams that finished in the same position within their division in your conference. So since the Bucs finished in second place in 2020 in their division, they play the other second place teams. Those are the Bears and the Rams. 4 more games are played against teams from a division in the opposite conference. Again, in this example from 2021, Tampa's NFC South played the AFC East, so the Bucs matched up against the Bills, Dolphins, Pats, and Jets, and that rotates too. And then finally, you play 1 other non-conference game against a team that finished in a similar position. In this example, it's the Indianapolis Colts. So 6 divisional games, 6 other conference games, and 5 non-conference games equals your 17 regular season matchups. Every team plays 8 or 9 at home and 8 or 9 games on the road. After the regular season comes the playoffs, or the postseason. This is an example of the playoff bracket back in 2021. You can see that 7 teams from each conference qualify for the playoffs. Here we have the AFC on the left and the NFC on the right. Teams are seeded or ranked according to their win-loss record during the regular season. In this example, the Chiefs had the best record in the AFC, so they were the 1 seed there. The Green Bay Packers had the best record in the NFC to earn them the 1 seed in that conference. Both Kansas City and Green Bay, by virtue of being the 1 seeds, receive first-round byes. They don't have to play in Wild Card Weekend like the other 12 teams. The rest of the teams, though, are ranked 2 through 7 in each conference. Again, according to win-loss record, the only exception to this is that the 4 division winners have to be the top 4 seeds. So, for example, in the NFC, Tampa had a better record than Washington. However, Washington won their division, the NFC East, so they got to be the 4 seed and have home field advantage in the first round. Again, the playoffs are a single elimination tournament. For the first round, the 2 seed plays the 7 seed, 3 and 6, and 4 and 5 matchup with the winners advancing. If you lose once, your season's over. And for the second round or divisional round, whichever the lowest seed is that advance plays the 1 seed. So in the AFC, the 6-seeded Cleveland Browns played the Chiefs, while Baltimore and Buffalo collided. In the NFC, the 6-seeded LA Rams met the Packers, and the Bucks and Saints played. Winners move on. Just 4 teams left: Kansas City versus Buffalo, Green Bay against Tampa. These are referred to as the conference championships or conference title games. The winner of the AFC moves on to meet the winner of the NFC in the ultimate game of the year, which is the Super Bowl. And the Super Bowl, a huge spectacle. Over 100 million people tune in every year. It's the second most watched annual sporting event worldwide after the UEFA Champions League final. One massive game to determine a league champion. And normally the better seeded team has home field advantage in the playoffs, but for the Super Bowl, it rotates venues every year in the interest of fairness. Only once has a team ever won the Super Bowl in their home stadium. That was Tom Brady and the 2021 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Thanks a lot for watching my NFL Format Explained video. If you want more sports content, please subscribe to the Snowman Sports Media. Most of the time I work on soccer, tennis, and basketball content, but occasionally I spit out other sports as well, so please stay tuned, and thanks a lot again for watching. Cheers!